Hi fam, welcome to my channel, Let's Talk. And let's do talk. Let's talk about, there's two things. The first thing I want to talk about is victim blaming. The situation with Kirk Franklin's son, Kerrion, I think it's not fair when people sit and they criticize him, meaning the son Kerrion, and his behavior, not knowing what he's went through. The very fact that you have to go to lengths to talk about his behavior is a clear factor that something occurred. Looking at someone's behavior and not listening to their words, it's not indicative of just solely saying that this person's behavior doesn't warrant them being listened to. They should be listened to. He should be listened to. If someone victimized him, and I'm not saying that they didn't, what I'm saying, he's alleging, he's making a statement that someone has done something to him, molestation. He should be listened to. And this lends to the whole idea as to why victims, especially when they're men, do not come forward to reveal the fact that they have been molested or taken advantage of in a way that is inappropriate when they're young by anyone, older, a caretaker, a parent, a family member, trusted friend. Please stop victim shaming. What it does, it causes other victims to become inhibited, and it allows those who victimize to get away with it and to not be held accountable. We often think that a parent would not, or would like to think that a parent would not molest their child. But the fact is, just like any other crime, most often it's a person close or who have access, close access to that person. I am not saying that no one should be held accountable. I am not saying who should be held accountable. I am saying look at the victim, listen to the victim, help the victim. All the things surrounding the victim lets you know something has happened. And if the victim is telling you, this is the perpetrator, this is the person who molested me, I'm saying any decent-minded person would think that, okay, there needs to be it needs to be addressed. Instead of nitpicking about Kerrion. Whether this is heard or not by him, I pray that he finds a fair resolve for this situation. I pray that he receive the therapy that is necessary to start healing I also pray that if what he has stated is true, that his molester, as he stated, seek help, because that is a problem that needs to be addressed. And oftentimes, when a perpetrator is a celebrity or someone with money, for some reason, it's not looked, the circumstance is not looked at from the victim's point of view. And I'm here to say that that is unfair. Look at a circumstance and situation from the victim's point of view. Yes, he's 33 years old, but maybe he is in a place and space where he can now say, oh, I can speak on this. I feel secure enough to speak on it. As a Black community, we need to start embracing and looking at the fact that sometimes we don't put enough importance on the victim, the person who was hurt, was damaged, was traumatized. It's important to look, save that person, and not to co-sign the trauma that this person has incurred and is going through now and continues to go through, because you have an audience, or you have other people chiming in, diminishing what has happened. The same thing as in the case with Derrick Jax'n's wife. Which of you out there is going to take her and her children in, provide home, a permanent home, a job, food, and a stable income that's going to pay electric, gas, water, taxes, grocery, clothing? Which of you that's out there condemning her, talking against her, is going to do that? Which of you out there is going to pay for therapy? So it's easy to sit and say, oh, she needs to get away from this man. And I'm not saying she doesn't. What's wrong with her? Evidently, she's going through a serious psychological situation or a very traumatic moment in her life. So what are you saying? That she's supposed to go to a shelter, take her children and go into a shelter? That's what you're suggesting? That she leave her home and go into a shelter with her children and expose them to whatever? And let's not forget, people are going through a pandemic. This is what you're offering someone in a crisis situation? If you can't help the situation, maybe it's best that you either find someone who can help to stabilize her situation or leave it alone. Because in this pandemic, if you find yourself out there in the world, you're going to end up in a shelter or a hotel. You're going to end up on food stamps. My question is, which one of you is willing to buy her a home. It's easy to look at the problem. What about the solution? What about offering a serious answer to the problem instead of compounding the problem? Fam, leave your comments below, please. Like, share this video, subscribe. I really am interested in finding out what you think about the situation, about the two parties that I brought up, the two individuals. Please stop victim shaming. And if you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. Let's start trying to heal and help each other and rebuild. Rebuild in honesty. Not because it brings you additional viewers, but because you're saving a life truly. And you're helping to hold a family together. If you're going to take someone away from what they know, make sure that where you're taking them is safe and sustainable. Be blessed.